What's up, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more acid-trancer, and we're back with another tune from Bernd Augustinski, aka Nostrum. We're going to listen to a tune on Pull the Strings, which is a really cool label. It's got both acid techno and acid trance on it. You know, here we listen to a tune by Nostrum, but it's also Kektex is on the label. A number of other acid techno players from the London scene are also on the label, so it's a really cool label. But we're going to listen to a tune he did called Brainchild, not the original, which is a hard trance masterpiece. I don't think... Oh, that's right, I reacted to Baby. I haven't reacted to Brainchild yet. We'll come around to it, but I did want to start with the cool acid remix, which is to say this is a remix by Nostrum himself. It's a bit slower, it's much trippier and more twisted. It's more in that sort of like real like headspace acid trance as opposed to sort of like blazing up-tempo energetic acid trance. Don't get me wrong, it has energy, it's got some pace to it, compared to maybe more recent tunes that Nostrum made. I should say, like, not more recent, but he did make tunes into the early 2000s where the tempo and the pace from his 90s like hard trance bangers did like cool off a little bit. But nevertheless, this tune is very twisted, very trippy, very acid saturated. So that's what we're looking at here. An acid trance trippy headspace tune by Nostrum, aka Bernd Augustinski. Most famously on Time Unlimited, but here we listen to him on Pull the Strings. So here we go, the acid remix of Brainchild. I'm going to look up the year, but straight out of the gate, I'm going to guess 97. I apologize, there's like fluff on the needle, increasingly these days. So this release is 96. Once again, that magic year, 96. Little wooden percussion rhythm. That's showing up. Very electric acid work though, right? Really electric acid layer, it's like hypnotic. I find my brain just focusing in on that rhythm. But to prevent that from happening, Nostrum seeds in this delicate melody. But again, it's like the melody, the bass, it's all acid. Way in the back, you can hear the melody from the original mix. Those vocal synths, they're in the original, but they articulate a different way in the original. do like this. I forgot it was like this. I am remembering that now though. But I was thinking it was a longer, again, more like proper breakdown. But this sort of like quasi-breakdown, stripped down interlude, adding this new bleepy layer, which is very nice. The hypnotic acid line is back. Really stood out. I think this is the proper breakdown I was thinking of. But again, it makes that earlier quasi-breakdown interlude even more interesting because I feel like it was way later than a secondary intro would normally come. Same thing again. Fascinating. I didn't remember it was like this. Oh, you hear it? There are often sections like this in his tunes, not just the remixes, but originals, where like it'll be very melodic, very floating, still with acid, but then it'll go into this segment where the acid will get sort of mean and like rougher edged, and then it'll just go back into the melodic section after that. It often has these sort of like sharp, prickly sections offset by melodic segments. An old acid porcupine. Wettest and most electric we've heard the acid yet. But again, if you know Nostrum's work, like, you know, in the original mix of this tune, you'll know that it tends to be a lot pacier, and indeed the original mix is notably faster, I would say. I feel like he was going for a different vibe with this remix. Everything. The bleepy melody, the super liquidy, like, electric hypnotic layer. The vocal synths. Like this could mix pretty well with some De Donatis stuff. Does it fade like that? Yep. 2 or 4? Just 2. Nope. Ugh, kept me guessing right to the end. Cheeky Nostrum, cheeky. It is interesting to me because it's notably, I think, outside his typical hard trance idiom during this phase. Again, this is 96. But I do like that he made a tune and he was like, you know what, I'm going to make it this really twisted sort of headspace acid track rather than, again, normally the sort of more driving and energetic melodic acid trance that he made. Don't get me wrong, there was melody there, but it was, the entire track felt more acid-saturated and more twisted, even the melodic parts. And as I mentioned, the first melody that comes in, it's an acid melody. You know, it's done by the 303. So I really did enjoy that. Let me know what you think. If you are a big fan of Nostrum's work like I am, let me know if that tune does sound notably different than a lot of his other tracks, which it stands out to me for that reason. I didn't get this, you know, I got turntables in '98. I did get a lot of acid trance and hard trance early on, but more Eve and Noom. Time Unlimited, I did have a couple records, I want to say, but a lot of that came later through Discogs, so like '06 to 2010, I'd say, is when I was really brushing up on my acid trance, because it was a period where I wasn't buying a lot of records, but the records that I did buy during that period, a lot of them were acid trance. Nevertheless, let me know what you think about this record. Let me know if, you know, is it Tom and Norman? Yeah, there's another remix on this one. I'm trying to remember if it's a Tom and Norman tune. They are also known for acid, certainly. It is a DJ Tom and Norman. We may have to come back for that one. Like I said, they can use a 303, like a lot of other legends from back then. But yeah, I do like this record very much. And again, shout out to Pull the Strings, a cool label, perhaps lesser known. I sort of related to a label like Intensive. It has a lot of cool releases from some big names in the London acid scene, but it seems to be sort of less known, or, you know, lesser appreciated than a lot of other labels. So yeah, let me know what you think about Pull the Strings. Other than that, I really do appreciate you listening and watching. Having a good day. Have a good day. Have a good night. I'll see you next time.